Unplugged. Well, hello, Facebook world.
So
Happy
anyway,
New
about
Year.
WandaVision. What are we talking about? WandaVision? No.
Uh-huh. Well, is that Wanda Sykes? Does she have something to do with this?
Well, 2021's off to a great start. Welcome.
Sorry that I hijacked that. Go ahead, Jeremy. Please give
You
us a.
hijacked my intro.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Don't mind my good buddy Adam and Rob Weiner who are with me here. Welcome to the first What's Happening Live. Actually, the first Farmers Alley online event of 2021. Happy New Year, everyone. I think this year will be better than last year. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I don't think the year number was the problem, because all the problems from 2020, they seem like they're still around. But
2021 is 2020 turned up to 11.
That's right. Thank you, Nigel. Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool sounding year, like 2020. Like, what are we going to be doing in the year 2020?
I was so looking forward to 2020.
Right?
Dave
Niles is watching. Go Bills. Yeah, well, as a Jets fan, I can't get on board with that. But you know what? Have at it. The Jets.
I was thinking about David and how happy he must be today, man.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, go Bills indeed.
It'll be your day one day, Jeremy.
He's having a good year. I know.
We know that you came to this for football talk. So
that's right. So let's have at it. Great. Well, thank you so much for watching. And one thing that we want to do, we want to take a brief look back at 2020, and of course look forward. But one thing about 2020 is, just to say thank you to you for watching, for supporting, for, sharing your thoughts with us. Speaking of, go ahead and share, with us, ask us a question, join the conversation by entering your thoughts in the section below. And you may have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook in order to do that. Yes. And so
we're turning this into a Jeremy Koch AMA. So if you any questions, no subject is off limits, right, Jared? Is that correct?
That's right. Wait, I thought that was the American Music Awards. Ask me anything. All right, yeah. Ask me anything. Go.
Oh, Jeremy's just drinking water tonight, not port. So
that's right.
It's Sunday. It's the end of kind of a week, I guess, if you're still on that kind of schedule.
That's right. That's right. Well, and I also want to say thanks to all of our board members. And everyone that stepped foot through the doors of Farmers Alley in 2020, which weren't as many as in 2019, but we did, we were able to do a few productions early in the year. And so for all of our actors, directors, designers, crew members, volunteers, we're just super grateful to you. So thank you.
It really is amazing, going through this, at the end of every year, we have an annual drive and we ask for gifts from our loyal patrons, and many of them are subscribers and have been donors for many years. And I have been overwhelmed daily by the generosity of the people that keep pouring in. People that hadn't donated in years past are donating again. People are donating more than in previous years, understanding, the struggle that we're going through. Some, things out of the blue that come in and you're just like, you're overwhelmed with emotion. And I just get rendered kind of speechless sitting here in my office. And I just want to say, even if they are watching or not, it's so welcome. And we thank you so much for all your support and basically recognizing that we're still here, and that, we're not skipping a beat with that kind of support. And it really, really means so much to us. It allows us to keep going and hopefully reach the end of this pandemic.
Well, this pandemic certainly taught us to, be flexible, to think on our feet, to, pivot and adjust where needed to, look back at what we did, post March 13th at Farmers Alley Theater. I mean, that was a lot of stuff that came together quickly. Stuff that we weren't sure, how viable or successful something might be. But no matter how you measure success, I'm proud of all the work that we've done to continue to reach our audience, whether in person, online, through a device, through a screen. And we look forward to continuing to do that, but also obviously so much looking forward to getting back together with you soon. And we hope and pray that it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But
I know people, every time I hear people that I know that have gotten, started getting their first shot of the vaccine, and it's more and more, it just gets, it'll snowball into something even bigger. And hopefully in the coming months, we're going to see a big change.
Well, if we look back to 2020 briefly here, I know that this weekend was sort of the year anniversary of our first event last year, January 2020, which was our Spotlight Series event, Does Anybody Have a Map? Motherhood in Stories and Song, led by our creative team of Julie Nemitz, Nancy Stefanik, and Whitney Weiner. And that weekend was truly special. We added a performance. We were a sold-out run. And I know all those ladies that have been on some of our shows before, a great group of intensely talented women, but all the more so, I think, just like good people, and the camaraderie and the bond that I know that Whitney has mentioned, that Julie and Nancy and the rest of the women part of the cast shared as well, is that's an event and a group that has stayed in touch, has kept going, and that was a really wonderful experience. So glad that we were able to be a small part of bringing that to life.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what it's all about, right? Making connections and just being part of this crazy world and connecting with other human beings. And this was a chance for us to bring some people on our stage and uplift women and let women, moms, especially moms, tell their stories. And they connected really in a very strong way. And yeah, they're still in touch, and they still do get-togethers virtually to this day. So thank you so much, Julie and Nancy and Whitney. And yet going forward after that, our production of The Cake in February, which was a scripted play and featured Zoe Vonderhaar, who's been in countless shows with us and did a phenomenal job. And that whole team was great.
All these pictures are starting to come back into our timeline now,
Yeah, Zoe posted like a year ago, and we're doing publicity shots for this. It's like, that's the last time I was on stage, and Steve Eisen, who played her husband in the show, mentioned something the same. It's like, man, it has been a year almost since we've been on stage, and it's hard to believe that this past year has gone by so quickly and yet so slowly at the same time. It's like this weird time thing in my head.
Very much
so. That was
so.
a great show. Terry Williams, our other actresses, Tia Pinson and Molly Spiroff. Just a great show.
Jody Bad with those cakes.
Jody Bad with the cakes. Dan Guyette's set. I mean, all top to bottom.
Yeah.
What a great show. I miss it. Man, I'm starting to miss it. Well, not that I haven't, but now it's like getting harder.
Mashed potatoes.
Never look at mashed potatoes the same way again. That's true.
I may have pictures of certain people trying on the mashed potato thong, but let's move on. After The Cake, we just started rehearsing production of Lost in Yonkers, directed by Mr. Adam Weiner, and there's some of the cast right there. And this was sort of this really heartbreaking story of how we worked really hard, and the cast was ready to go, and we had dress rehearsal on Thursday, March 12th, and we were supposed to open on Friday the 13th, and had to make that awful, terrible decision to not open, for the health and safety of our actors and our crew members and, our employees and, of course, our patrons.
To be honest, as thrilling as that, able to do the show on the 12th was, knowing that we were not going to be performing, we probably shouldn't have had those people there for that performance.
Probably not.
Boy, those two boys have probably grown a foot since then.
Probably. We may have to recast them if we do.
Oh, man. No, I mean, look, I'll get over it eventually, but it was a great process, and we we had that, but
it's hard to get over. You don't have to get over it. I know grief is something, you can grieve for a show that didn't get to see the audience, that it deserved, for the hard work that you put in. I also want to mention at the same exact time, like Sandy Bremer and Neil Bremer were rehearsing Balloonacy, and which was a one-man show that was supposed to open on the 20th. And it was 40 minutes long, and it was Neil wordless, like doing all this clown and mime work. I got to see rehearsal. Neil was so funny. Steve Hodges and Savannah Draper were working on that as well, really hard behind the scenes.
Well, good news. Well, I mean, good news. Hopefully, we won't have seen the last of that show.
True, of course.
So that's the good news. And Lost in Yonkers, I don't think so, but.
Well, just grateful to Sandy Bremer for helping to revitalize our Theater for Young Audiences program. And getting that show all ready, and it was going to be.
We had Lady Day getting ready to go, and for the Gilmore Festival and the summer shows as well. I am hopeful. That we'll see a lot of those things that were canceled everywhere. It'll just kind of be like the Thanos snap. Everybody's just going to get snapped for a couple years, and all this stuff.
Second Marvel reference, if you're counting it.
Oh God, what am I doing?
We got to get to 3, right? All good things come in 3s. I just want to say hi to Becky and Brian Ponzi and Steve. They're watching and commenting. Thank you. I think Adam, you're right. I mean, looking forward. One of the things we were going to do tonight is look forward to 2021, and I would absolutely, Pierre, if you're watching, I still want to do Lady Day at the Gilmore in 2022. So I'll just put that into the ethos, if you will. But yeah, we have some great titles that we had selected for our 2020/2021 season that could easily be inserted into the upcoming. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we are cautiously optimistic, crossing all fingers and toes to be able to open our doors in the fall of 2021, the fall of this year.
Yeah,
that's true. But after the pandemic hit, we were sort of hunkering down we weren't sure how long. That's when the Farmers Alley Theater Online series sort of was born. And the 3 of us and others like Carrie Phillips and Julie Nemitz have since gone on to host shows and shows like Broadway Battles, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and that continues to this day. And it's something that's really allowed us to connect with our audience and connect with each other, because one thing that when our industry got shut down, it wasn't just our work and our 9 to 5, it was also our social lives as well, and our passion and our artistic want. And so that's pretty important. So we appreciate again you watching, because doing these shows is the highlight of my week, and talking with Adam and Jeremy on stuff like this. But aside from that, we were able to get out to audiences live in the summer, weren't we, Jerry?
That's right. We did 2 things outdoors, thinking that outdoors would be a little safer. We partnered with, first and foremost, we partnered with Face Off Theater Company through the Black Arts and Cultural Center, and we presented a production of Bob Marley's 3 Little Birds, which is a theater for young audiences type production. And partnering with Face Off was wonderful. Marissa Harrington directed and did a great job. And we had 6 artists of color telling the story of young Ziggy and using the music of Bob Marley. And this was based on a children's book that was written by Bob Marley's daughter, Cedella. And just such a great feeling, first of all, to do an actual production again. This was in August, so it was a full, 4 5 months after we had to close down Lost in Yonkers, and just to actually do a production, you know what I mean, with an opening, a middle, and a closing, and with sets and costumes and props, and just that feeling was so good. Doing it in the park, having great corporate sponsors and other foundation support to be able to do it for free. Hi Kathleen.
Jeremy, since it was outdoor theater, and especially since it was free, and wanting to serve, the Kalamazoo community, what were those audiences like? Because you were there at all those shows, on the lawn there in LaCrone and Bronson. What was it like? Families, new patrons to the theater, if you will.
Yeah. It was super uplifting and inspirational to me. I mean, seeing people that I had never really seen before at any of our, other productions, that was inspiring. And the faces, the happy faces, just people feeling really, grateful that we were putting something on. You know what I mean? We were doing a production, bringing some entertainment and joy and peace and love and harmony to their lives, and sitting on the lawn with their kids, seeing the kids. I love kids, and they're the next generation of theater goers and art makers. And I mean, speaking of kids, one little funny story I'll tell you is we brought in pizza for the cast on one of the performance days, and there was this was in Lacrone Park, and there were some kids playing in the park. Well, the cast and crew didn't finish all the pizza. There was some leftover pizza, and these kids wanted to finish the pizza, and I said, only if you watch the show. And so I bribed a few kids, and hopefully one of them will become a future theater goer. But you do what you got to
cut to 20 years later, where some kids like, I was I was never interested in the theater, but then
some guy,
Jeremy, brought me pizza.
Here's
some weird dude.
You gotta watch the show.
Some weird dude bribed me with pizza. I love it. Hey Zoe, love you too.
Love you.
Another thing we did last summer was Jason, Carly, and I, my two kids, Jason and Carly, we developed and created this show called Backyard Broadway, lovingly borrowed from other theaters throughout the country that were doing similar types of productions. And we gathered up some speakers and microphones and a soundboard and put together a playlist of Broadway tunes and sang them for people in their backyards.
That's incredible, Jared. I mean, I know that you three were like your own little traveling troupe of artists with your, sound systems and your microphones, going door to door, basically singing, singing for your supper in a sense. But my mom went to one of them, and she just loved it.
My kids had them as a birthday party.
We did a birthday party for.
How many shows did you have doing? Do you have an amount?
About 20.
Wow.
Yeah, about 20. Wow. And you know what? We're planning to bring it back this coming spring and summer. Why not?
It was bigger and better, baby.
Bigger and better. Now, if I don't share blood type with you or your DNA, am I allowed to be in it?
I'll allow it.
Jeremy was really power hungry, guys. He was like, it's just me and Carly and Jason. That's it. No,
only our voices can blend. Don't you understand?
No one else can blend with us.
No, that was awesome. And Jason and Carly are pros. I mean, Jeremy, you got to be super proud of those kids and the poise and maturity of them, not to mention the extreme talent that they obviously got from Deneen.
Yeah, super proud doesn't even begin. I mean, it's just beyond that. So very special. I mean, 2020 was pretty rough all around for most of us, right? Pretty much all of us, except Jeff Bezos. But I guess, that was a big silver lining. I always try to look for the silver linings, and big silver lining was being able to do this, production with my kids, just traveling around with them, spending time, singing with them, meeting people, special people. And it was something we will never forget. So silver lining.
Yeah. No, I know. Lots of love goes out to your family. And
I gotta shout out to Tony Mitchell and Carrie Phillips. Tony helped me learn how to do the soundboard and teach Jason. Now Jason's like a soundboard op, extraordinaire. And Carrie helped me a few times early on with the setup. So, no man is an island. But
after the weather wasn't able for you to visit people's houses, the fall we had 3 really cool streaming events. And that began in October with the Conviction of Lady Lorraine, written and performed by Dwandra Nicole Lampkin. And this was a really unique and cool production for us because A, we had never filmed anything before, like a real teleplay, and B, working with Walton Mechanics Group out of Chicago that basically came in and ran the show for us. And their collaboration, the work that the directors Thomas and Didi did, and obviously Dwandra, and I mean the piece is her, and that was something that we can talk, the 3 of us, we weren't sure what kind of response it would get, how our patrons would work with what new buying a ticket on the streaming platform Broadway on Demand, figuring that out, phone calls with my dad trying to figure out what keys do I have to press to get it. But you know what? The the final product was really, really great and funny and moving, and just what they were able to do inside of our theater. And I was really proud, Jer, of the shoot, because we went really hardcore with the limitations, the
Safety requirements,
getting everybody safe and tested, wearing masks at all times unless when filming for Dwandra. I mean, it was a really a group effort, and something I think that went off, pretty flawlessly. All these.
Yeah.
And also one thing I think that's important is that with the conviction of Lady Lorraine and By Request and Home for the Holidays, unlike theater, this is still available. We still have this and will have it. This teleplay will be around and be in the hands of Dwandra and us and Waltzing Mechanics, and be able to disseminate it, which is a good thing, because it was created for that medium. I think is really special. And Jeremy, you became, with the next events, you kind of became a film producer, director, your own Orson Welles overnight. You kind of
yeah, Kathy Millet and I, we basically, with the help of lots of people, but she wrote it, we kind of co-created it and produced it and listened to tons of songs and getting all the sound right, and the slides and the dialogue and underscoring, all of that stuff. It's a lot of work. It's different work. It's not on your feet in the theater work, a lot of computer work, but crucial skills to have, especially going forward. And that's another silver lining, you guys, is that if we do this right, we could do sort of a hybrid thing where we could record our main, our actual theatrical productions and have a really good copy of them, and we could send them out across the country to people who can't come.
I think some kind of alternative digital programming is here to stay, whether that's productions, whether that's, interviews, I think theaters kind of understand they have to have this now. Yep. As an engagement to their audiences.
Well, before we move past Lady Lorraine, I know we have a little video clip from it that we'd love to share with you right now. So, Hunter, why don't you roll that beautiful Lady Lorraine footage?
Have you ever watched a pot of water, waiting for it to come to a boil? Well, over there on the corner is my pot of water. She's been out there for decades protesting, over 25 years. I had no idea what I was doing or why I was doing it. I just knew that I had to meet this woman.
Wade in the water, people, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
She has been out there year after year, fighting for justice, steadfast in her beliefs, and who am I? Really, who am I?
Going to the land of which we came.
Yes.
That reminds me of the relationship that Dwandra has with the camera and how important that was, and that's a differentiation that you would have just watching it, because she would use eye contact with you in the theater, but for this you're really getting it seared, sort of right at you, and that takes it to a different level that you wouldn't have in the theater. So there are multiple experiences that work for this medium of art.
We love it. We loved Dwandra. We loved Waltzing Mechanics. It was such a great experience. Of course, all things considered. But if you enjoy that promo and that trailer and you feel like, oh darn, I've missed my opportunity, you haven't, because Farmers Alley has decided to do a triple pack bundle special promo for all of our shows that we did at the end of 2020 there. And as you can see, the Conviction of Lady Lorraine from October, By Request was our fundraiser in November, and Home for the Holidays was our holiday production in December. And we have bundled them all together with our friends at Broadway On Demand, and you can watch all three of those for the low bundle price of $24.95. So go to farmersalleytheater.com and check it out and get tickets.
Yeah.
One other thing about last summer was, of course, the Black Lives Matter movement. And so with Three Little Birds and Lady Lorraine, we recognize the importance of telling Black stories and lifting up Black voices. And so I also wanted to just, mention the importance of that.
Well, especially this week, with Martin Luther King Day tomorrow, and, Day of Service, and I think, and this is available through the 24th.
Yeah, through next weekend it runs all three of those shows. So if you missed any of them, like Jared said, they are available from now until next Sunday, the 24th at midnight. And you can watch them in pause if you have to go do something, come back to it, fast forward, rewind if you need to, watch it again as many times as you want. It's just like The Office. You can rewatch it all the time, but just like The Office, it's only here for a limited time.
That's right.
That's right. Don't miss it again. Yes.
We can quickly just mention By Request and Home for the Holidays. Jeremy mentioned it, but if you were unaware of those, By Request was a fundraising concert where we had our patrons vote on songs and performers. Some really great show-stopping stuff in there. For my money, I think I mentioned this before, but my favorite was Jared, your wife, singing From Secret Garden, talking about her dad. And that was just really, she has a beautiful voice on top of that, obviously, but the added meaning and of that song was really moving. And that was my favorite performance from By Request.
Thank you, Rob. We miss and love you, John. John Muley passed away about a year ago. His birthday is actually coming up. It's the 23rd. So lots of love to him and his memory. And we keep him alive right here. And that was a special moment. Really cool to be able to have our patrons, be part of the curators of that event and say, what are your favorite songs or monologues or scenes? And, going back down memory lane. Getting to do a scene with your stepdad, Michael Scheidt, connecting back to our very first show at Farmers Alley, Few Good Men, and just other highlights throughout the years. And
now, Adam, I know you directed that. How come you chose that scene for By Request? You didn't want to choose any of the great Kathy Weinberg scenes from A Few Good Men.
You don't really see.
You're featured, Rob. There's some archival footage, everyone. If you haven't seen By Request, you'll get some archival footage. That never before seen archival footage, one of which is a very short scene between Rob Weiner and Jeremy Koch, so you'll have to check it out.
You think you're just going to get him to say that he ordered the code red?
Yeah. You want to know why? Because he has honor, and he has a code, and I'm twice as good as you think I am. Let's go.
Wow. We're ready, folks. And then Home for the Holidays was a really fun event that just concluded a few weeks ago, but if you missed it, you're still in the holiday spirit. Give it a listen. Jeremy and Deneen sing a little duet together. Deneen pulls out some breadsticks from an oven. That was something like that.
Rob needs to send some of his lyrics to Adam Sandler for the updated edition of the Hanukkah song.
That's
very
right.
witty, Rob. Very funny.
Thank you.
Adam's great narration. You look great by your fireplace with your
fire. That's why I wore the cardigan tonight. I'm just like, I don't have a fire behind me tonight, but it just felt like a.
And your kids are featured, both of you.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, kids.
Kind of kids say the darndest holiday things.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. And so again, if you missed any of that, all three of those shows, The Conviction of Lady Lorraine, By Request, and Home for the Holidays, are available for a low price of $24.99, 3 for $1. What else you got to do this week? Was there something going on Wednesday? I don't know.
Yeah. So the other thing about Home for the Holidays, real quick, is that I love is featuring the homegrown talent. You know, people like Max Wardlaw, Andrea Arvanigian, and Jasmine Franklin, and Jariah Kwame, who grew up here, you know, and have gone off to be professional performers. And, you know, we feature them in this, and also featuring, you know, other organizations in town. And this with a special reading of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, featuring KSO members, Western, Face Off, etc. So it's a love letter to Kalamazoo and people that have, you know, currently live here or grew up here. It's pretty cool.
Jeremy, what's it like when you reach out to these people, former artists that have come through Farmers Alley, some who haven't performed here since like season 1 or season 2, and you reach out to them? Do you have to twist their arm a lot?
Usually not. No. I'm always
You're not like,
surprised.
who are you again?
Yeah, they seem to remember who I am. I don't have to do a lot of reminding. No, you know, Farmers, you know, Kalamazoo is pretty special. Farmers Alley often is a special experience for these people, and they say that, you know, I still remember, you know, Tony Perry will say, the great time I had doing Parade at Farmers Alley Theater, or, you know, whoever. And it's really, it makes me feel so good. You know what I mean? It warms my soul. And so bringing them back is of course, you know, special in so many ways. Full circle things happening, featuring, you know, that kind of talent that had been around before, and seeing how far they've come. Nats Agree is a really good example of that. You know, I cast Nats Agree in my directorial debut of Blues Live. And so I think he owes his career to me, and he's said that many times.
I'm sure he has. Well, speaking of love letters and a love letter to the community, we have a special event coming up for all you lovers out there this Valentine's Day week. And I'm going to let our artistic director, what is going on here? Yes.
Look at all these pieces of meat.
Well, this is our 7 nights of Valentine's serenades, as you can see, featuring DJ Butcherelli, Jeremy Koch, alphabetical order, Tony Perry, Alex Bracken, Kevin Taniazo Naughton, Dwight Trice, and Ryan Vasquez. And for a very low price of $14.87, you can get a love song sent to you for the 7 nights leading up to Valentine's Day.
Wait, 7 love songs?
7 love songs. Just one sung by each of those 7 performers that were on that little piece of graphic that I created, which will look much better once Allie McIntyre works her magic from.
That's pretty good. Now, Jeremy, is that Kevin Taniazo Naughton? Was that Lancelot from last fall's Camelot?
You have a good eye, Rob. You have a really good eye.
Every night of that performance, we would get comments by, who is that man? Young man playing Lancelot. What is his name? I mean, it was just, I'm ready to marry him. So I expect all of our wonderful patrons to want to get a private song sent to them from him.
Yes, you can get your very own Kevin Taniazo Naughton song sent directly to your email inbox. Yes, he was wonderful as Lancelot. All of these performers have great ties to Farmers Alley, and you will not be disappointed. And we're also working. I'm connecting with other small businesses in the area to help promote their Valentine's events. So we're going to make it even more of a special event. So. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, keep your eye peeled for that. That'll be available through our website very soon. And it's a real exciting thing. You know, this is another, you know, new style event that I think our audiences will really get a kick out of, especially seeing people, you know, like Dwight, like you know, DJ Butcherelli, like Jeremy singing songs. Jeremy, now is this a request or you've already picked your song?
Can you put the graphic up again?
Sure.
I want to see the graphic.
I asked these fine gentlemen to, you know, to pick a song that they might like to do. Dwight's going to sing Unforgettable. DJ's going to sing To Make You Feel My Love. I'm going to sing If I Loved You.
Oh, do you want to spoil it? Don't spoil them all.
Okay.
That's enough. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll do some more surprises after that. Sorry. Well, you know,
but are you, is these all performed, you know, with clothes on though? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Various stages of undress.
X-ray vision goggles sold separately.
These weren't boudoir videos.
There may be fireplaces. There may be smoking jackets. There may be glasses of wine. There may be fresh cut flowers,
You're
but
you're not recreating some Burt Reynolds-esque photo.
should I grow the Burt Reynolds stash?
The George Costanza photo. That's what I want to see.
We'll see how my wife Janine feels about the Burt Reynolds mustache.
The time of
Uh,
production.
Well, I was thinking, Rob, guys, I was talking to Julie Nemitz about this, and we were thinking of maybe creating a whole sessions, like Farmers Alley sessions, like, almost like an MTV Unplugged type of thing, where we do a series and we could have like a Mother's Day session, and we could have mom singing, meaningful songs, and then a Father's Day session. Who knows, and just picking some holidays and doing some more Farmers Alley sessions.
Yep, an Arbor Day session.
I guess
Where-
Lynn wants the stash.
Flag Day.
Arbor Day.
I mean,
Arbor
we got Arbor Day. Let's see. It doesn't T Moon turn into a tree and once in this island? So is there a song there, or like any other songs about trees?
I'll get right on that, Rob.
All right.
You got Bastille Day. You could just do Les Mis. So there you go.
Right. The whole show.
So that's coming up in February.
Thank you, Rob. Get us back on track. Yes, the 7 nights leading up to Valentine's Day. So keep your eyes peeled for the 7 serenades of St. Valentine's. 7 nights of Valentine's serenades.
And then the spring, hopefully the weather gets, warmer and we get to, do something again. And I know that we have been in preliminary talks about doing some concerts, whether downtown like we did last year at Bronson Park or other venues as well. Some concerts, and I know some more children's theater in the summer as well that we're looking to do.
I would love to. Yes, I spoke to Marissa at Face Off, and we're working on it. We're trying to make it work if we can. We'd love to partner with them again and do a children's theater production, a TYA production in the summer. So, fingers crossed for that. But we would, we want to stay outdoors. It seems like, again, the right thing to do, not knowing exactly how things are going to go health and safety wise. Let's keep, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And if things keep going like they're going, we'll be hopeful to, knock on wood, cross your fingers, that we'll be announcing some sort of plans for the fall in 2022. Oh my gosh. In just a few months here, right?
Yeah, we have plans. We have ideas for certain shows that we want to put on in this new sort of normal that will be coming out, this new world per se. That's an Easter egg. But we don't want to announce anything as of yet because all things are kind of subject to change at this point. But yeah, as Adam says, hopefully roll out some sort of schedule in the spring for the fall and for 2022.
Subscribers, if you sign up for our email list, you can get that info before anybody else.
That's right.
We are optimistic about, vaccines. We've got things we handled with health and safety. Carrie Phillips has helped us with those protocols. So it very much could be that we could reopen our doors in the fall.
Tara, I know you did an interview with Mark Waddell the other day about the
stars of Three Little Birds right there.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Davis Arnold
himself.
He's a naked mole rat too.
And he's that's right.
But you were talking with Mark Waddell for a magazine article, and
I read it. It's good
about the future of the theater, and I thought you came off really well and optimistic. And it's so in our nature, and I'm guilty of it too, to be doom and gloom, woe is us. But with some of these financial opportunities that governments are offering our organizations, with the protocols that we have in place, with a community of supporters like we have, it's easy to be optimistic even in these difficult times.
I'm hopeful. The state, on the state level, there's the employee assistant grant, which just came available. There's the Michigan Stages Survival Grant. On the national level, there's the small business. I don't know if it's called Save Our Stages exactly. There's that. There's the PPP. There's, so I am optimistic from a producer perspective. From someone who looks at the finances the most. I think out of the three of us, to know that hopefully, if these financial opportunities come to fruition, arts organizations are going to be able to prepare so that they will be able to hit the ground running in the fall. Because if things open up and you're not ready, it's going to come up on you so fast.
Yeah,
it's going to be September, October before you know it, guys. So we're
It's true.
thank you, Maggie. And we are weathering, and we are optimistic not just for us, but for every theater in the area and every arts organization in the area. From big events like the Gilmore Festival on down. So we're.
And in the meantime, I know this spring we're going to continue to try to foster some of these, online experiences, with potentially some workshops or some original works that we're reading, perhaps with some sort of staged readings, maybe some, other script opportunities where we can get together some more fun, casual, like really interactive events with our audience as well. So we've got ideas in the hopper and things on the runway.
We're gonna have an Among Us night, like Among Us. People can come play Among Us with you, Rob, and Jeremy.
I guess if they want to, I'm ready. Speaking of Jariah Kwame, Jer, who obviously has wrote that original song for us for Home for the Holidays. He just posted another video with Among Us in it, Adam. So if you're a fan of Jariah's, you can go to his YouTube channel. I'll give him a plug for that as well.
Awesome.
And I want another note of optimism that I also want to plug. We talk about Carrie a lot, and her husband Eric Perry. They formed their own company, right?
Stacey Bartell.
Yeah, Stacey Bartell, right? Sawdust and Levity. It's a great name, and look that up. Plug for them, and they will do. It's a great woodworking shop, but they don't just work with wood, and you can find them on Facebook, and they're awesome. And talk about weathering the storm. I mean, they are doing it, man, and I'm
trying to make things happen.
I admire them.
And good people, they're good people too. Lynn, you tried to donate. Can you call the box office? Yeah, absolutely.
You can also text to give.
Yep. Hunter, thank you. Lynn, go ahead and text the word give to 269-230-0001. If that works for you.
Otherwise, the box office, leave a message. We'll get back
your
to
number
you.
And we'll get,
That's it.
But you can also reach us, through any of our personal emails. I know since you know us, or of course right there for anybody, go to farmersalleytheater.online/give or text the word give to 269-230-0000.
But thank you so much. I mean, this is a really difficult time for everyone, especially financially, and the fact that you are trying to make a donation just is it's really phenomenal. So thank you for that. And to everyone who's donated or supported in any other way, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I'm curious to see what other things people might want to see. Rob, you mentioned Among Us, or you mentioned like kind of a Zoom reading type thing. I'm curious to see what our viewers might be interested in us doing between now and the fall.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. And also, what kind of performances when we do get live are people going to want to see?
Yeah. Do you prefer, I think there's a push for sort of happier, funnier, a little levity right now. But,
Sure.
There's also people who might feel like, no, they want to get even more down in the dirt.
I want both. Why can't we have both? Why can't I have? And I think that's one thing that Farmers Alley's always been good at, is providing that eclectic mix and giving a piece of everything. So
one for them, one for me kind of thing.
I guess if you want to put it like that.
I think all the shows we do are for them, but
we try to balance, right? I mean, I've always tried to balance our seasons with all three of and our artistic committee. We try to balance our seasons with things that are lighter, things that are more dramatic. So we're going to
want to challenge. We want to challenge though too. A lot of the times, we want to challenge on what is going to be the right type of show, and we always keep our ears to the ground of shows that might not necessarily be done in this area. We want to do because we think this community deserves to see it. So, and it's going to even get, I think, even more important going forward for the future seasons.
Lynn wants to see youth being showcased. Absolutely. And there's a lot of wisdom, from the hearts and minds and mouths of babes. So I definitely would agree with that. So we will definitely take a look at that.
We, with our shows that got canceled this summer, Bright Star, High Fidelity. I don't know if this is how young you were talking about, Lynn, but we had a lot of Western students that were going to be in both those shows. and the relationship we have with Western and K College and all the educational institutions in the area has been really important to a lot of our performances at Farmers Alley.
Absolutely. Should we show a promo video for any of our other triple pack
I think
bundles?
they know what's going on. We're kind of wrapping up here, getting to the end of our little time together.
That's true.
But as far as go ahead, Jared.
Oh, Sue's got a great comment. Sue's great minds think alike.
Table reading of a comedy as a fundraiser. That sounds familiar. Yes, well, Sue, we may or may not have been talking about something just like that. So keep your eyes peeled for that, for something soon.
Waiting for Godot.
Oh gosh.
Or waiting for something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe.
What do we got? What do we got coming up here?
Yeah, I was gonna say
at home.
I guess once again in the universe, up next for Farmers Alley Theater Online is another Koch Corner hosted by yours truly, and my special guest will be Jariah Kwame.
Among Us. You won't be playing Among Us, though.
Among Us expert and yes, pioneer. That'll be Thursday the 21st at 8 p.m. and we will talk about his incredible songwriting career that's really taking off. We'll talk about Avenue Q a little bit as he starred as Gary Coleman in our production, and Kalamazoo, and etc. So you're going to want to check that out Thursday the 21st at 8.
Yep. And then a week from tonight, I'll be back with another episode of Lights, Camera, Musical. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite movie musicals of all time. Have a little personal relationship with it. It's called Fiddler on the Roof. And for my money, one of the great all-time great performances in movie musical history with Topol there. So we're going to go back and look at matchmake. What I love most about Fiddler on the Roof, when I was a kid, I was like, how did they film this? Because it looks so lived in and real, and all the shots of, whether it's the homes or the temple or all the people in town, the plucking the chickens and the bar and the dancing, and
Norman Jewison, man, best.
Really wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a week from tonight.
And it's powerful to see on stage too. It's one of my favorite.
The best.
And if you haven't, there's this Miracle of Miracles documentary on Amazon Prime. That's sort of where I got this idea. So if you want to get ready for it, besides watching the movie, because we'll also talk about the stage version as well, watch that documentary, Miracle of Miracles, on Amazon if you have it, because it's really worth your time.
Awesome. After that, on Thursday the 28th, we'll have another delicious episode of Dinner and a Show with host Julie Nemitz. She'll make some food, eat some food, and talk about theater with her guests. And then rounding out the month, Adam, what do we got?
Oh, well, man. On the 31st, we're ending January with a bang where I'm giving up my host chair. This is big deal because we're going to have a guest host for the first time on Broadway Battles. A champion, but yes, Mr. Nat Zagri has graciously allowed us to have a cage match between the three of us, guys.
Well,
you're going hard.
Gonna drop the elbow.
When Nat was competing in the holiday version of Broadway Battles that you oversaw this past December, he was getting a little out of line, I thought, with your judging. So we said, okay, Nat, you think it's so you want
it's so easy
here.
That's right.
Fish.
But here we're gonna spice things up. The winner gets to fire one of the other two.
Oh, man.
All right.
Spice it up a little bit.
This is getting brutal. I better bone up on my
battle.
Anywho, yes, on the 31st, Nat Zagri hosts Broadway Battles Movie Mania. He chose the questions. We'll see who wins.
All right, well, that's a great capper for After Lights Camera Musical. We'll talk some more movie musicals, I guess, on the 31st. So circle that on your calendar as well.
It'll be a good time. I'll be ready with my tap shoes and my jazz hands.
Excellent.
You hear that, Kathleen? There's going to be jazz hands. Well, this was a blast. Good to see you guys. And,
man.
I hope everyone enjoyed this brief look back.
Good to see your entire face instead of just one half, usually.
That's right. And I've got
thanks for bringing me the mail.
I can't keep calm, and I'm an artistic director T-shirt on, but I'm getting more calm, I guess.
Hey guys, it's really embarrassing. Stop wishing me happy birthday. Okay.
Oh, I
Stop
wasn't
wishing-
sure.
Um,
Listen, it's a big one too. Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's my 30th birthday tomorrow.
Wow.
What? I was never good at math. I sometimes am off by 10.
Happy birthday, Robbie.
Welcome.
I wish we could all go out and have some, nachos and beer.
One day, this whole calendar year is a mulligan, and
Yes.
we're all going to be having birthday parties and weddings and celebrations and parties, and we're just going to say just because we can finally get together again.
Yes.
So get ready for that. Thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen said it before my own brother did. So
Oh
Now,
my.
now all of everything in it's all coming now, Rob.
Oh.
We're gonna have to stay
No,
on. We're gonna have to stay
come
on
on.
for
That wasn't a ploy by me to get that.
Not your
Oh, no.
birthday yet, man.
Okay, in 3 more hours will be my
All
birthday.
right.
That's right. Well, Rob, happy birthday, and thanks for all you do. Adam, thanks for all you do, and everyone watching, thanks for joining us for this look back at 2020. I hope you'll check out the triple pack bundle of Lady Lorraine by request and home for the holidays. Just go to our website for everything. Really, you'll get info on anything and everything that you would want to know about. You can also follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel, so please subscribe to that. I think that's it.
I think we're good.
Oh, well, and we mentioned this earlier, and Lynn kind of brought it up, but it is a rough time. But if you like what we do and you feel like you're able to financially, the arts industry has been hit extra hard during this pandemic. And any type of donation you can make would be greatly appreciated. Online at farmersalleytheater.online/give, or text the word give to 269-230-0001. Thank you for considering that. And hopefully 2021 will be.
When theaters went dark, you became our light. That was sort of a rallying cry around the theater industry.
Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS.
The support has really been tremendous, and we can't thank you enough. It really validates.
Imagine the art that's going to come out of this. Art always responds to the world around us, and we're just starting to see it now. Even with things responding on streaming services and things like Ratatouille the musical,
Yes.
or whatever, that we never would have had, never would have raised $2 million for the Actors Fund. The art that's going to come out of this is going to be reverberating for years to come in all our mediums. So it's going to be fascinating to see.
Well,
We're
they
all
always
in
say
this
in
together,
times of trouble, look for the helpers, and
Mr.
a lot of
Rogers.
those helpers are artists and supporters of artists. So thank you.
We're all in this together, and we want to be there for you if you need us, and we're so grateful that you're there for us, because we do need you at this difficult time. And yeah, Mr. Rogers, man, what we need more like him. I miss him. I mean, look for the helpers indeed, and the silver linings, and let's try to figure this out together.
Cool.
Thanks
On
so
that
much.
note, we will see you next time. We will see you at the theater soon. Jeremy, take us home.
Hopefully in the fall. All right. Good night, everyone. In the spirit of art, which is always collaborative, let's work together to make the world a better place. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Cheers.